Welcome back students. Today's topic is motion from class 7 second chapter. Rest and motion are some common terms used in our day-to-day lives. As you know that examples like trees, houses and electric poles are said to be at rest, whereas cars, buses, other vehicles moving on the road are said to be in motion. So, how would you decide whether an object is in rest or in motion? Let us find out. A body is said to be at rest if its position with respect to a fixed point or an object in its surroundings do not change with time. So, like if we consider a car and a tree in the picture, when the car does not change its position with respect to the tree, when we can say that the car is said to be in rest with respect to the tree itself. On the other hand, if the car has been changed its position with respect to the tree with time, then the car is said to be in motion with respect to the tree. Hence, we can say that a body is said to be in motion if its position with respect to a fixed point or an object in its surroundings keeps changing with time. But motion is not an absolute term. It is relative. Like when we travel in a bus, our body also moves in the same direction and at the same speed as that of the bus. However, you do not feel that your body is moving during the time of journey also. It appears so because our body does not change its position with respect to the seat we are sitting on with respect to the other fixed points in the bus with time. But if we look outside the bus, we can see that the position of our body keeps changing with respect to the objects such as the trees and the houses by the side of the road. This shows that our body is in motion with respect to the trees and other fixed objects outside the bus. So, hence we can say that now when two bodies are in motion, the change of position of one body with respect to the other depends on two factors basically. One is speed and the other one is direction of the motion. Now, based on the direction of the motion, we can classify it into different types. Now, we are going to discuss about this. Now the motion can be categorized in few types like translatory motion, rotatory motion, oscillatory motion, repetitive motion and random motion. One by one I am going to explain you now. What about translatory motion? Translatory motion is said to be for an object if it moves in such a way that every part of the object moves through the same distance in the same time interval, then the object is said to be in translatory motion. In simple words, we can say that the whole object moves at the same time and in the same direction only. There are two types in translatory motion. One is rectilinear motion, another one is curvilinear motion. Therefore, the rectilinear motion we can say that when the object is moving along a straight line path is said to have rectilinear motion. Like a car moving on the straight road or a snooker ball moving in the straight line, we can say that they are in rectilinear motion. For the case of curvilinear motion, if an object in that case moving on a curved path is said to have curvilinear motion. For example, a cyclist racing on the curved track or earth moving around the sun or a car taking a turn on the road, you can say that it is in curvilinear motion. Based on the curvilinear motion, there is a special kind of motion also there, that is circular motion. Circular motion is a special case of curvilinear motion where the object moves around a fixed point in a circular path. In this case, the distance of the object from the fixed point always remains the same. the motion of a child, for example, sitting on a merry-go-round, or the art, we are going to explain about the rotatory motion. When an object rotates or spins about an axis called its rotation, that is called, it is said to be in rotatory motion. In rotatory motion, all the parts of the object do not move through the same distance in the same interval of time. The parts away from the axis moves through a greater distance than the parts near the axis. In case of oscillatory motion, when an object as a whole moves to and fro about its mean position, it is said to be in oscillatory motion. Mean position is position when the object is at rest position, like a swing in the motion or swinging a pendulum or a wall clock are examples of oscillatory motion. In case of vibratory motion, if the whole body does not move to and fro as a single unit, but some of its parts of oscillate about their mean position, it is known as vibratory motion. This vibratory motion is an effect of oscillatory motion of some parts of an object. Thus, vibratory motion is a special case of oscillatory motion. Next one is repetitive motion. When an object moves such that it repeats its motion after a certain interval of time, it is said to be in repetitive motion. There are two types of repetitive motion. One is periodic motion, another one is non-periodic motion. One is periodic, first one, that is motion that repeats itself after regular interval of time. It is called periodic motion only. The revolution of the earth round the sun and the motion of the pendulum of a wall clock are the periodic in nature. In both the cases, the objects completed their motion in a fixed time interval. In case of non-periodic motion, the motion that repeats itself but not after regular intervals of time is called non-periodic motion. Swaying of branches of a tree, motion of our lungs during breathing, playing of football, everything falling under these non-periodic motion. Random motion. An object moving with no specific path and frequently changing its direction or speed is said to be in a random position. For example, a dancing girl who moves in different directions at different speeds is an example of this random motion. A football player moves in the different directions during a game of football, showing a random motion. Now, there are several situations around us. Beyond all this, we can see from there the objects showing more than one type of motion at the same time. Means the combination of more than one motion in and same activity. So, let us see through some examples where an object possesses two or more types of motions at the same time. Then in case of this, it is said that it is having a combination of motion or multiple motion. See this examples first. Combination of multiple motions are like that. First is let us consider about the earth. The earth rotates about its axis. It is rotatory motion in a fixed time interval, which is periodic motion. At the same time, it revolves around the sun. Is a curved path, that is curvilinear motion in a fixed time interval, that is periodic motion. So you can see that out of one example, we can get the combination of four types of motion. And again, one more example I am showing you. When a bowler delivers a ball, the ball has a spinning motion, that is rotatory motion, as it moves towards the batsman, that is translatory motion. Next, last one is the motion about uniform and non-uniform motion. There are some motion that can be said uniform and non-uniform. It is like that only when the object is said to have uniform motion if it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time along a straight line. It does not matter how small or the time interval are. For example, if a car covers a distance of 50 km in 1 hour, 50 km in the second hour and the 50 km in the third hour and so on, it is said to have a uniform motion. Whereas an object is said to have a non-uniform motion if it covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. For example, a car which travels 30 km in the first hour, second phase 50 km in the second, and the third phase 40 km in the third has non-uniform motion. So about the motion, the types of motion, and depending on the directions of motion, few categories we are already known. So now we will discuss about the distance and displacement regarding this kind of motion. That will be discussed in the second part of the video.